My name is Eric Ingram. I'm currently the CEO of 8th Technologies, which is a space company working on developing a service that uses small, inexpensive satellites to perform on-site inspections of large, expensive satellites. Satellites fail fairly frequently. The average value of a satellite that would be part of our customer base is about $300 million. By providing on-site inspections that we intend to offer, we get a third-person perspective on something that no one else can. So we suspect by getting these on-site visuals of details down to the size of a dime, we'll be able to detect up to 75% of all previously undetectable anomalies. And if we can detect an anomaly before it becomes a catastrophic failure, we can save that company tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars by extending the life of these spacecraft. I've always been really passionate about space and space exploration and wanting to advance humanity as a multi-planetary civilization. And then it wasn't until I was in high school that I realized that I could actively participate in it. It wasn't just that, it was just astronauts. There's tens of thousands, if not more people constantly working in the space industry, developing technology and advancing capabilities. But one thing that I've seen that's lacking is the amount of disabled people involved in the industry. And if that's something I can highlight and bring awareness to and try to get more people with disabilities involved in the space industry, that would be great. It's always been about building the ecosystem around me, even when it hasn't been there. And that's just kind of what I've been passionate about. I have Freeman-Sheldon syndrome that I was born with. It's a variant of arthrogryposis. Basically, I have impairments on my hands, feet, and limited range of motion in joints and things like that. And that's kind of how it's manifested itself. And I've had that since birth. Every step along the way presents an obstacle to overcome, whether it be like a literal barrier or whether it be people's perceived opinions of you based on your appearance or something like that. So everything presents itself as a challenge that's slightly more unique to someone with a disability. And of course I encounter that. I try not to pay them any mind or anything like that, but it's something I have to consciously deal with. And so it does allow me to problem solve better. It allows me to see past the immediate problem to what's beyond that. That definitely is useful in terms of starting a business. It's very dynamic, it's very all over the place and hectic, and being able to focus on the minute things that you need to do today while also focusing on the bigger picture things of what you're doing each day, how that adds up to that is definitely a skill you gather by having to implement very similar strategies just to exist. I'm a part of Diego's meetup group, and I got an email about the accelerator program and then looked into it and applied. This is our first formal program that we've been involved in as a company, and getting the structure of classes of developing these different focus areas for the cohort is useful in helping us craft and refine what we're doing internally as a business. So having access to a program specifically for people with disabilities is incredibly beneficial. So in starting a company, we're looking around for whatever assets we can use to benefit from. One of my co-founders is an immigrant, and we looked up entrepreneurial things for immigrants, and there's like 12 different VCs that cater to this. There's accelerator programs and all this stuff, not all directed towards us, but those are outlets that are out there. When we looked at things available for entrepreneurs with disabilities, there was almost nothing. I struggled to find anything focused on that, and hearing about this accelerator program, it was awesome, and it was great that it was local for one, because that makes it a lot easier. And since it's a beginning program, being involved at the start again is something I'm really into, and I hope that not just I learn from it, but I can also help it grow myself. I think people's perceptions of you with a disability they expect you to underdeliver, regardless of what you say. So if you can use that as fuel to do what you're going to do and then do it well and prove them wrong, even if you're not actually proving them wrong, but keep it in the back of your head that you have to overcome people's perceived notions of you. But that can be a good thing as long as you play your cards right.